Hello everyone. Today we are going to look at the fallout of some of my previous videos along with some updates that aren't big enough for their own videos. I've made a bunch of videos talking about people and some people have made responses, but none of them were ever interesting enough to make an entire video about, but I have enough small updates that I can put together one video about all of them. So to start out, the copyright takedown I got. For those of you who don't know, pieces of content, be it a painting, a song, a video, are all subject to copyright, and it is the owner's property, but people are allowed to use copyrighted content if it's used for commentary or other purposes. But I got a copyright takedown request on one of my TikTok videos. I'm also not going to reveal who it is because I don't want anyone going to harass this person. So YouTube sent me an email saying they aren't taking my video down, but they also send a transcript of what the person requesting the takedown said after the preliminary viewing by YouTube. So basically YouTube got the request. They said they didn't think I violated copyright laws and asked the person requesting the takedown to plead their case. And their response was wild. They said, "Look man, I literally don't fucking care anymore. They took multiple videos from my TikTok account without my consent and used them to insult, mock, and belittle me and send dozens of people to harass me." First of all, as I stated, simply clipping a video without consent is not automatically a violation of copyright. If that was the case, most of the very large commentary community on YouTube wouldn't exist. And I did not belittle or send my followers to attack anyone in any of my videos. DMCA, harassment, I don't care what the fuck you call it, but I did not consent to this, and you as a platform should be doing better. If starting a hate campaign against me is a critique, then I have no interest in using our platform. My videos alone are not harassment, and I have started no hate campaigns against anything except maybe the ideas behind fat acceptance themselves. And this person said that dozens of people came to attack and harass them, and maybe they did. Comments have been deleted, stuff goes down in the DMs. I can't verify anything. But I have a hard time believing this person has a good understanding of what harassment is if they believe my videos were made as a personal hate campaign and to directly insult them. So yeah, that's the copyright takedown I got. The video is still up, but I can't imagine being unhinged enough that you send a response this unprofessional for something as serious as a legal copyright claim. But apparently people do it. I get being upset about being featured in a video that you don't like, but trying to copyright someone because you're angry is really just a move. So aside from that, Marissa Matthews. After I released the video on Marissa, she made multiple videos responding to people who had clearly watched my video and were giving her constructive criticisms based on that video. And instead of simply ignoring them till the hype around the video died down, she had to reply to all of them. So still not being able to let any negative criticism towards her go? Check. And she also made this video.
Hi, I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't have to like me. I'm well aware I'm not everyone's cup of tea. You don't have to like me. You can hate me for all I care. You can hate me. Hate my guts. I don't care. But what I do care about is if you hate me and then discriminate against me. That's different. Hate me all you want. Hate me because I'm an asshole. Whatever. Hate me because you don't like the sound of my voice. Hate me because you think I'm condescending. But the thing is that if I was thin, y'all wouldn't hate me this much. Y'all wouldn't hate me this much, and you can't admit that because you can't admit your fat phobia. There's a difference between hating me and then discriminating against me. And all of y'all are discriminating against me. You can hate someone and still respect them as a person, and you guys are not doing that. In case you didn't know.
When I first started watching this video, I had a small amount of hope that she was developing self-awareness. Just the tiniest amount. But it was my own fault for giving her way more credit than she deserves. She started out by saying that it's okay if people don't like her for her personality, and I'm like, yes, she's getting there. But then she's like, no, you wouldn't hate me this much if I was thin. Yes, people would. I don't hate you, but a lot of people do, and it has nothing to do with your size. She always has to bring it back to people hating her because of her body and because of fat phobia. Girl, most of my video had no reference to your body. There's also this video, which I'm absolutely sure was directed towards me, but honey, you villainized yourself. I had to put in absolutely no effort to make you look bad. You did that on your own. And then she also made this video.
You know what I find funny is that people will target and bully fat people, right? Like so much so that they make videos about them, bully them, harass them, and then they'll turn around and then they'll be like, oh my god, you have such a victim mentality, like, oh my god. Like, do you not get the irony? You oppressed us so much that now we actually are a victim. It's not a mentality. Like, does that not click for some folks up there?
So this entire video was Marissa confirming that she does in fact see herself as a massive victim simply because she's fat, which is how she absolves herself of all of the nasty things she says and does because she's been harmed, so she has a right to harm whoever she wants.
Even though my life sucks in multiple ways at the moment right now. Even though it sucks. You know what I use to measure the suckiness of my life, right? Like, there's not a day where I've made a video that was an hour and a half long complaining about somebody else's existence. You know? I've never done that. And I think that the fact that I've never done that, because I have too many other shit to do, you know? Or too many other things to overthink about, or too many other things to procrastinate about, you know, because I haven't done that. I haven't made a video about somebody else's existence, you know, that's over an hour long. You know, because I haven't done that, you know, my life is not that sucky, you know? I feel like that's a good indicator. You know, have I made a video bullying somebody else because they're existing in their body? No, I haven't. Then my life doesn't suck that bad.
I'm glad my video gave you clarity on the state of your life, but she also said that I made the video to bully her. But in that same day, someone asked her in her comments if she actually watched the video, and she said, no, I'm not going to waste an hour and a half of my life watching a video of someone dehumanizing me. How are you going to say I bullied and dehumanized you if you didn't watch the video? Which is really all that needs to be said about the multiple videos she made saying that my video was bullying and fatphobic and dehumanizing, because she's doing what she always does, turning any negative criticism into discrimination against her because she's fat. And in the comments of the video I just showed, we get this comment by Danielle. What's up, Danielle? How's it going? Imagine the other things that could be done with the time of combing through videos, downloading, then uploading and editing. Just imagine. Only TikTokers can insult other creators for putting in too much effort to make their content. Danielle's like, imagine the losers that spend time putting thought and effort and time into their content. Whew. Couldn't be me. And a side note, in the video I made responding to Danielle, she said that her and other fat activists should be paid more for the work they do. But in this comment, she's pretty much admitting that she puts next to no work into her content, while also admitting that I do. So it seems like we're each being paid based on our efforts. Doesn't it, Danielle? Anyways, back to Marissa. Her responses were expected and uninteresting, but what I didn't expect was her mother to show up in my comments section. Yes. The morning after that video was released, her mother commented on my video saying that I was bullying her daughter. I put the section about Marissa's mom in that video because I think her mom helps explain why Marissa is the way she is. And I ended up pinning the comment, and Marissa's mom got roasted to hell and came back 12 hours later and deleted the comment. Posting that comment was so sad and pathetic. But while I will criticize Marissa for a lot of things, pretty much everything she does on the internet, I will confidently say that she shouldn't have to take the blame for her mother's actions. And while some people will say that it's sad that Marissa sent her mom to fight her battles for her, I don't believe that Marissa sent her mom to defend her on Twitter or YouTube. I think her mom is so deluded and blindingly aggressive that she did it on her own. And in this respect, I feel bad for Marissa for having been raised by such a terrible mother. And there are also people in the comment section that will say, Marissa's mom didn't do anything wrong. It's a parent's job to defend their child. No, it is a parent's job to defend their child when their actions are defensible. And there is nothing about Marissa's actions that are defensible. Here's the thing. When it comes to fat activism, Marissa has not made a career out of it. And what I mean by that is she doesn't make money or a living wage off of the work she does doing fat acceptance work, unlike Tess Holliday, Virgie Tovar, Sonali Rochetoir. So for those big fat activists, when a YouTuber makes a video about them, their careers are not heavily damaged by it. If anything, it might reinforce the power they already have. But Marissa doesn't have a consistent way of making money off of her TikTok, which means at some point, she will probably have to get a job at a company. But if you Google Marissa Matthews, the first YouTube video that comes up is mine. Do you think any employer is going to hire her after watching that video? No. She's a walking liability. Nobody should hire her. So Marissa's actions on TikTok and across the internet have severely hindered her ability to support herself financially. Some people can make a living off of being hated on the internet. When you look at someone like Amberlynn Reid, she's done that. She is heavily disliked, but she uses that to her advantage and is still able to pay her bills even though she's known for being disliked. But Marissa doesn't make enough money off of her TikTok or any other social media platform to do that. And Marissa probably can't get a real job based on all of the TikToks she's already put out, and I highly doubt she even has the temperament to keep a job at this point. And that is what defending your child's every action does. You produce a child with no ability to take care of themselves, no ability to support themselves. Who is going to hire Marissa Matthews? And that is why I have no sympathy and no tolerance for this type of parenting. I have far more sympathy for someone who was raised by a parent like this than the parent themselves. Parents that are too negligent and selfish to correct their child's negative behavior. And instead of ever sitting Marissa down and teaching her the difference between right, wrong, and everything in between, her mom told Marissa that she could do no wrong. And that's how this cartoonishly angry and entitled woman now exists in the world. If anyone is the true villain in my Marissa Matthews video, it is her mom. So on to my financial diet video. The video I released pretty recently at the beginning of June. That video was an interview between the financial diet host and channel owner, I believe, Chelsea, and her guest, Gianluca Russo, who is a plus-size fashion expert. And a lot of people in the comments were questioning if Chelsea would actually watch the video. And I was sent a video in my DMs answering that question.
Madeline says, hi, Chelsea. Did you watch the Funty Times video reacting to your TFC episode with Gianluca? No, I've never even heard. Wait, let me see. I've never even heard of this. Funty Times. Fat acceptance commentary. The financial diet is spreading fat acceptance pseudoscience. Yeah. No, I haven't seen it, but I mean, I've had videos criticizing content that we do before. The description of this channel is, hey, I like making videos that react to and refute arguments made in the fat acceptance community. We don't bully or make fun of anyone here. Just acknowledge that being overweight is unhealthy with some added sarcasm here and there. Hope you enjoy. Listen, I am not... I don't think I'm going to be watching that. I'm glad that they were able to make some content out of my podcast, but I don't really think a channel dedicated to making fun of the fat acceptance community is a place that I'm going to be spending a lot of time. So that's going to be a no from me, dog. Okay.
So she didn't watch the video and refuses to watch it because she thinks I'm bad company. Fantastic. She read my channel description that says I debunk fat acceptance myths without bullying people, and she read it as, this person spends all their time bullying fat people. Can you read? You're a writer, so I know you can read. That is not what it said at all. Chelsea, I rewrote your blog for you to make a point in that video. That video was my best work, and you refuse to watch it? The nerve of some people. And not only is it worrying that she discounts my channel based solely on the fact that I do fat acceptance commentary, but also because she clearly has no interest in paying attention to her own audience or their opinions. Because the comments on that video were an absolute mess. Even before I released my video, the comments on her video were largely negative. People did not receive that video well. I was actually sent that video in my DMs multiple times the day it was released because people really wanted me to talk about it. They were like, please do something about this. Which means two things. One, the audience really disliked that video. And two, a lot of Financial Diet viewers watch my videos. And you can also tell that by looking at the comments on my video. But it seems like Chelsea believes that the people who watch her channel are way too good to watch a bottom of the barrel channel like mine. Right, Chelsea? Your viewers would never stoop that low. So for any of my viewers that also regularly watch The Financial Diet, know that Chelsea probably thinks you're a trash person for watching my channel. Also, from what Chelsea said in this clip, she clearly never looked at the comments on her own video at all. And I don't think every YouTuber needs to look at all the comments on every video, but when a video is that poorly received by your own audience, you should be aware of that. And she clearly isn't. She's not paying attention to her own audience at all. That should be worrying. She said the existence of my channel was a big yikes, and maybe it is. But I think a bigger yikes is the fact that there are multiple people working behind the scenes to upkeep this channel, and no one seems to know these comments are here. Or Chelsea has seen the comments and she discounted them all based on fat phobia, which is an even bigger yikes. It seems like she doesn't care about the health of her own channel and her own company at this point. She also made the implication that she did me a favor by creating content for me to react to. You did me no favors. Many people in your audience wanted me to react to that video, and podcast reactions perform significantly worse on my channel than the other videos I make. But I still make them because when an interview is as bad as the one you made, someone should say something about it. So next we have the video made by Jess. This TikTok never directly mentions me, but it was tagged #YouTuber and #analogy, and I'm a YouTuber, and I love a good analogy, so let's listen.
Could you imagine if you were bullied your entire life for having brown hair? You tried, when you were younger, to bleach it, cover it, dye it, anything but let it be brunette. And then at some point, you either learn to love it or accept it, but you still see a lot of people struggling to have brown hair. And so you jump on a funny, silly little app and you talk about your experiences of having brown hair. How you have experiences with bleaching your hair until it's fried and falling off. How you learn to just be okay with the fact that your body produces brown hair. And then somebody takes that clip of you saying that, puts it on YouTube, saying that you should be ashamed of your hair and you should bleach it, regardless of what happens to your hair from bleaching it. Because they think it's disgusting, and blonde is better, or black hair is better. Anything but brown. That would be really silly, wouldn't it?
This was a terrible analogy. She admits in the comments that this analogy was comparing being morbidly obese to having brown hair. I put in the thumbnail of that video that she believes she's 300 pounds because of genetics, and I knew she believed that to an extent, but I didn't expect her to double down this hard. But what really got me about this video was the comments. The people agreeing that it's perfectly reasonable to compare a 300+ pound Tess Holiday being criticized for promoting unhealthy behavior to telling someone they are unhealthy for having brown hair. That's a good analogy? One person wrote, "And my husband wonders why I have an ingrained issue with blondes. I fight it. I know it's not their fault, but it's there." I don't know if they're still speaking from within the analogy or they actually have ingrained issues with blondes, but either way, maybe deal with that? Is unironic blonde phobia a thing? Am I out of the loop? I am so weirded out and uncomfortable by this analogy at this point. Another comment says, "They're just mad because others' bodies save their energy for late use and the..." Okay, no, restart. "They're just mad because others' bodies save their food energy for late use and will thus survive a famine." That has 18 likes? So that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed all of these updates I gave you, and I will see you in the next one.